Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about one of the most dramatic comebacks in the clean energy world, Plug Power, NASDAQ PLUG, a company that has been on an absolute tear lately. Just when many investors had written it off as another failed hydrogen dream, Plug Power's stock decided to flip the script. The company's shares have been surging, jumping a whopping 19% in early trading today and soaring 67% in October alone. That's not a typo. And if you zoom out, the stock has more than doubled since the beginning of September. So, what exactly is driving this crazy momentum? Is this just another short-term hype cycle, or could this be the real turning point investors have been waiting for? Let's dig into everything that's happening behind the scenes, from analyst upgrades and leadership changes to big government support and market potential that could, one day, make Plug Power a massive winner in the clean energy race. So first off, the stock's meteoric rise isn't happening in a vacuum. Over the past few weeks, analysts who once seemed cautious, even skeptical, have started to turn bullish on Plug Power. One analyst went so far as to double their price target to $7 per share, which is a major show of confidence after such a long period of doubt surrounding this company. And just this morning, Susquehanna analyst Biju Perincheril joined the bullish camp, bumping his price target from $1.80 to $3.50 per share and maintaining a neutral rating. Here's the thing. Plug's stock has already blasted through that level. As of this recording, the shares are trading around $3.90, having closed the previous session at $3.42. But that's not all. Plug Power's president and chief revenue officer, Jose Luis Crespo, who is set to become CEO in 2026, made some eye-opening remarks during an interview with CNBC earlier today. He highlighted how Plug Power is expecting its electrolyzer and material handling divisions to be the main growth engines moving forward. These are the areas where the company sees real demand building, not just hype. Now, to understand why analysts are suddenly optimistic, we have to look at what's actually changing inside Plug Power. In its last quarterly update, the company revealed it expects to exit 2025 with a positive gross margin run rate. In plain English, that means they believe that by the fourth quarter of next year, Plug Power will finally be generating a gross profit, something investors have been waiting years to see. This would mark a huge milestone for a company that has struggled to turn its ambitious vision into sustainable profitability. Crespo explained that a lot of this confidence comes from their electrolyzer business, the tech that converts water into hydrogen using electricity. Earlier this month, Plug Power delivered the first batch of 10 large electrolyzers to Galp's Sines refinery in Portugal under a 100-megawatt deal, their biggest global project so far. The remaining units are scheduled for delivery by early 2026. This deal is more than just revenue. It's validation that Plug Power's technology can compete on the world stage in the growing hydrogen economy. And here's another big piece of the puzzle: government support. Former President Donald Trump's new Big Beautiful Bill has extended 30% investment tax credits to fuel cell projects starting after December 2025, regardless of emissions. That's a huge win for companies like Plug Power, because it makes hydrogen products like fuel cell forklifts far more cost-effective and attractive for industries like logistics and warehousing. Crespo also pointed out that Plug Power already counts some of the world's biggest names among its customers: Amazon, Walmart, and Home Depot. These aren't just casual buyers. They rely heavily on Plug's hydrogen-powered systems for their operations. And here's something even more important. Plug Power has been vertically integrating its operations, meaning it's producing its own green hydrogen. That gives the company more control over costs and supply, which could be the key to consistent profitability in the long run. To really appreciate how far Plug Power has come, we need to rewind to its early days. When Plug Power went public in 1999, the company dreamed of creating hydrogen charging systems for homes, an idea so bold it captured investors' imaginations. Its stock skyrocketed from its split-adjusted IPO price of around $150 to nearly $1,500 at the height of the dot-com bubble. But that dream collapsed fast. High infrastructure costs, slow regulatory progress, and weak consumer demand crushed the company's residential hydrogen ambitions. Today, Plug Power has reinvented itself. It focuses on industrial hydrogen fuel cells, storage systems, and electrolyzers. It's deployed over 72,000 fuel cell systems and built more than 275 fueling stations, mainly serving corporate giants like Amazon and Walmart. These two companies are not just customers, they're also major investors through stock warrants. Of course, it hasn't been an easy road. In 2020, Plug Power had to restate its financials after revenue temporarily turned negative, mostly because it was heavily subsidizing its deals with new stock warrants. That accounting issue forced a reset, but by 2021, the numbers turned positive again. In the years that followed, revenue grew rapidly, though a lot of that growth came from acquisitions rather than organic expansion. Plug Power bought two cryogenic storage companies to boost capacity, but that also increased expenses, widening its losses. Then came 2024, a year of transition. Sales dipped due to macroeconomic headwinds and the fading benefits of those acquisitions. But by 2025, revenue was growing again, especially thanks to a 230% year-over-year surge in electrolyzer sales, which now make up 18% of total revenue. That shift is critical. As more governments and corporations pursue decarbonization, demand for Plug's electrolyzers is exploding, and those sales are offsetting declines in other areas. Plug Power isn't stopping there. The company is ramping up green hydrogen production at its Texas and Georgia facilities, and it recently launched a joint venture with Olin to build a hydrogen liquefaction plant in Louisiana. These moves give Plug the scale it needs to lower costs, improve margins, and solidify its position as a leader in the hydrogen supply chain. To further boost efficiency, the company announced Project Quantum Leap, a cost-cutting initiative targeting up to $200 million in annual savings. The goal? Reshape the business for long-term sustainability while moving closer to profitability. Analysts now expect Plug Power's revenue to rise 13% in 2025, 24% in 2026, and 22% in 2027 as the global hydrogen market expands. The company also secured a massive $1.66 billion loan guarantee from the U.S. Department of Energy, ensuring it has the capital it needs to keep scaling up. Combine that with extended hydrogen tax credits through 2027, and Plug Power has the breathing room it needs to execute its turnaround plan. Looking at the broader picture, research firm Grand View Research expects the green hydrogen market to grow at a staggering 38.5% compound annual rate from 2025 to 2030. That's an enormous opportunity. And with a market cap of around $4.6 billion, Plug Power is still valued at just 5 times next year's sales, which leaves a lot of potential upside, if it can deliver. If Plug Power manages to maintain around 20% annual growth for the next 2 decades and eventually earns a 10x sales multiple, its market cap could theoretically grow 60-fold, reaching nearly $288 billion. Of course, that's a best-case scenario. It would require flawless execution, consistent profits, and global leadership in hydrogen technology. But even a fraction of that success could be life-changing for investors who have held on through the rough years. So, is Plug Power finally turning the corner? It's too early to call it a complete comeback story, but the signs are encouraging. Improving margins, growing electrolyzer demand, new cost-saving measures, and massive tailwinds from policy and global investment in clean energy. For risk-tolerant investors, Plug Power could once again be worth watching closely. The hydrogen revolution is far from over, and Plug Power might just be positioning itself for its biggest chapter yet. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more market insights, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Plug Power's rally is just getting started, or is it another short-lived bounce? Until next time, stay informed and keep investing wisely. This is not financial advice.